Greetings, thank you for being here. My name is Aurora. I am a seer, a angelic spiritual alchemist, as well as a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. And if you watched some of my videos, you have seen that many messages come through me from the Galactics, the Galactic of 13, the elders. So I also have notes down here to ensure that I don't forget anything today. So I honor you, I thank you, and I respect you. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. Now, as being part of the Galactic elders, there is a 13 key star, and if you want to hear more in detail, I did a channeling of Dolores Cannon, and she talks about, and the Galactics talk about more in detail as far as the 13 laws of the universe, like the 13 key that I stand forth on, which is the universal gateway of love, and then there's also the law of purpose. So these 13 laws is what guides the elders of the Galactic, and they brought forth information for me yesterday. I was feeling very exhausted, and so was my husband. We were very draining. We both are spiritual workers, and can feel the energies, and Galactics often give us messages. So first, I'd like to congratulate us. We made it through probably one of the hardest years, as 2017 equaled the number 10, which means completion. So when you're looking at completion, you look at it, in order to complete, you must go through some obstacles, some lessons. So sometimes those lessons can be hard, and there's many different ways that they could be taught to you. So throughout the year, you could have been taught the same lesson over and over if you didn't quite learn it the first time. So definitely a hard year. Many awoken that year as well. Many found themselves waking up the next day and saying, what is this language I speak? Is this light language? What are these colors I see in others? Are these auras? What is these vibrations that are coming out from my hands? What can I do with it? They discovered that they could heal with their hands and so on. So definitely a year of many lessons and much unraveling and unlocking who we are within our hearts. And with unlocking those came many lessons. So going back to the message that they were giving me, is that there is currently a portal, and this portal is for the new earth. So what we did this last year, that of 2017, we overcame many lessons, like I mentioned, and it helped our spirits grow if we accepted it and we learned from them. For in every lesson, both learning them are both the student and the teacher, not just one. We must always remember to stay within the mentality and the frequency of being a student, to remember to stay humble. For we cannot learn everything in one life on Gaia. Therefore, those that learned what they needed to learn and were ready to go on to the new earth, that are within their heart center. And this also was, we went more in detail in the channeling of Isis and Osiris, so you could watch that and get more details on it. But basically what they started showing me was the light workers here, they're feeling exhausted, drained, no energy. They're like we're lying on our couches, on our beds, and very, very hard. So what they started showing me was that our higher selves are working very hard in anchoring our spirits into our vessels. And for those of us who still remain here and still want to keep leading and awakening those who are ready to be awakened. So therefore there's like a call, you could say, a call of energy for this portal. Are you ready? Is your heart ready? Did you learn the lessons that you were meant to in 2017 or any of the years prior or any of the decades that you've lived here on Gaia? Are you ready? And it's calling for you and it's drawing you. And this is where your higher selves are stepping in for those that are not ready yet or that still have much to do and much to aid here on Gaia. And they're keeping you anchored here. And then with them keeping you anchored here, you're becoming the anchor and the bridges for these people, for these spirits that are ready to move on. And if you could imagine, what they're showing me is that when I spoke to Osiris, he asked me, Aura, do you really see the pain that Gaia is going through? Do you truly feel it? And my initial response was, of course, yes, of course I do. And he said, no, you don't. Tap into her. Feel her. She cries daily. She's truly ready just to burst and go any minute. And this is why the Galactics and all these different races are working together and bringing the messages that light workers need to work together in union and love and light. And that's when I started tapping into her energy. And it was very hard at first to tap into it. And I started tapping into energy called, a spirit called Lilith, and she is the one that holds the energy of the suffering and the pain of Gaia. So the balance there between the light, the neutrality, because both polarities. And for 1 week I sensed this energy and I started trying to heal it. And I also have 13 priestesses that aid. Our team is not complete, however, we stand forth in these keys that we mentioned that are connected to the different chakras and energies on Gaia, whether they're on the top of Gaia or the inside of Gaia or surrounding Gaia. And we started aiding and healing this energy. And for 1 week, I just about went. Couldn't take it. It was too painful. But I took it in and I transmuted it, and I took it in and I transmuted it, aiding Gaia. Till I was told that I had done enough and I had done what I needed to do in completion. Though I did not do it by myself, I did it with my team. So this is an example of how we're living on Gaia, and we forget that she is in pain. How often do we stop? How often do we stop and stand forth on her land, on her dirt, on her soil, and place our feet there? And channel love energy from our hearts and channel it down to our feet so that she can feel it through all her veins, all her roots, all her trees, all the life that exists. Do you stop to look at a bird and admire its beauty, of its freedom of flying through the wind? Do you stop and look at a flower and how it is built and consisted of different petals and different shapes, different colors? Do you admire its beauty? Because when you do this, this is when she feels the love, and this is how you help her transmute and balance and this energy that she holds within her. So with this message, they showed me that there is a portal and we're holding this portal, as I mentioned. And if you could imagine, we light workers who are still aiding many, because there's still many unawakened. They tell me about more than 70% of humans are still not awakened. So we stand forth as we create a road, a bridge. And if you can imagine, this bridge is consisting of energy, golden etheric energy, and inside of it there's tiny little essences that are different colors. And if you could imagine, they sparkle and they have life within them, like a atom, a molecule that has life inside of it, and it's moving. So that is us within the bridge between the third dimension, the bridge, for example, is the fourth, and then entering into the fifth, the new earth, the fifth and the sixth. So they showed that prior to the Galactics and the Federations, and really the collective of us, as we exist as one, when you would pass on, you had the opportunity to, there was, like, you could say, they showed me, it was the cord that's going up to the spirit world, the heavens, and then there's another entrance through inside of Gaia, the inner earth. And Gaia decided that she was going to go ahead and evolve, right? And she was going to ascend into becoming a new earth. So what she did was she cut off the entrance, the exit. So if you pass and stay on earth, if you pass from your vessel, your spirit comes back and it relearns those lessons that you didn't learn, and so on and so on, because this is what Gaia is. It's a school, so therefore you learn many different lessons. And if Dolores Cannon used to say, if you fail, say you're in third grade and you fail third grade, you're going to have to come back and relearn it. So this is what Gaia is doing right now. And where the new earth and the old earth is coming in. Those that choose to not open their hearts and see with their hearts and stay in the mind and their ego are staying stuck on Gaia. And those who choose the heart, choose no longer being controlled by the ego and by the mind, are entering into the new earth. And this is where Osiris showed me, was that he is just like in Egypt, he is the gatekeeper to this world, to what they used to call it, the afterlife, the underworld. However, it truly is, it is the new earth. And he is the gatekeeper to this. And with Osiris having his golden heart, only those who are of the heart can pass through to the new earth, because those who are of the mind and ego cannot pass through, because the new earth has, you could say, a force field that keeps people in the mind, people in the ego out. They cannot exist here, so therefore they will stay stuck on the old earth. And then I was also shown, society has taught you that, for example, the 4 horsemen are bad. In actuality, They are the guardians of the gates into the new earth. They protect it, and they keep who's not meant to come through, who means harm. If you mean harm, you cannot find it, you cannot come through. So this is what we're feeling right now. There's a portal, a gateway, and if you're ready, you are going through. Some of us might be ready. However, we're choosing to stay. Our higher selves we are in union with our higher selves to stay and still help evolve those who are on awaken. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything. So this is what you're feeling right now. You're exhausted and so on. Lots of work, so we thank you. The way it works is that the Galactics, in union with the other, because there's many different Galactics, they are in union and they come forth and they bring this energy down. So it was very essential. They created this energy, aided in creating this energy from the ending of 2017, and now we come forth into the new year. So it looks like this portal will be lasting a good 11 days if they can hold it, because it is a lot of work and it is a lot of races, alien races, joining together to keep it open. Just trying to go over and make sure I don't miss anything here. And I listen when I'm channeling this information as Aurora. I listen for the answers from the Galactics, so they're speaking to me now. The way it works is this portal that I speak of, that Osiris spoke of, is since the entrance from the outside of Gaia, the surrounding of Gaia, no longer exists, because again, they're staying in the old earth, the souls who are not ascending, who are not ready. And the portal is actually inside of the inner earth, is what they're showing me. And inside the inner earth, this portal stands forth. So when the person is ready and they're ready to pass on, and remember that we're all ascending in our own time, whenever we're ready, individually, not together. They are going through this bridge that I spoke of, and they're going through this portal that exists within the inner earth, within our brothers and sisters and the Agarthians, our ancestors of the Lumerians and the Atlantis. So this is where this portal is. And how beautiful it is that they are here. They are there because they exist within these dimensions. So together with the galactic team that they have down there, inside the inner earth, they are in union, and they speak to the Galactics in the spaceships or in their dimension, in our dimension that we exist. Something else that we do is, for example, once the clock hit 12, last night I started feeling the energy coming forth, so they'll send down this energy through my vessel that's connected to the key of the collective of heart, of the universal love. They'll send it down, and then my priestess always notice we set an intent daily to work on Gaia. Therefore, we stand in our keys daily, just prepared always. And they started feeling it right after 12. What it feels like, if you could imagine, it's like I was exhausted, but then the minute this energy came forth, it entered through the top of my crown, and it just went through my whole entire body. And it was this beautiful golden energy, just actually as the golden full moon. And my vessel was vibrating, and we stand there in our keys with this energy, and we spread it through the chakras that I mentioned. and if you can imagine like a crystal grid, and I stand at the center and we spread it. And this is what I was feeling last night, right after midnight. This energy that was being sent down from the Galactics for us to channel down and anchor onto Gaia. So thank you for all who aided in that. Okay, so that is what they wanted me to talk about as far as the portal and what's going on there. Now, I have some notes here. What to expect in 2018. 2018 is the year of creation, the number 11, so it's very important. So let's see, I had, as I was talking to Lilith and feeling her energies and helping Gaia, like I mentioned about a week and a half ago, she gave me this message and I wanted to share it with you all. I'm going to read it here. So if you can envision 2018 in this manner. And this is what she said. Envision thou existence as a book of creation. When awaken thy sunrise to thy sundown, blank pages stand forth as rebirth and new creation, a new story to write with thy own frequencies and vibrations, thy own words, thy own thoughts. Memorize old chapters within thy book and wisdom, learning of these lessons of thy existence, in remembrance, not remaining stagnant in thy past. Authors of one's books, stories thy are, step forward daily to write what you seek. Surrender, say the hell with it. I shall create today what I desire. So, therefore, that was really beautiful, explaining how we are our own creators and we are our own authors of our own books. Why do we think that we are not when we are? And this energy, especially starting from December 17, as we spoke in the Isis channeling, started preparing us. It started helping us shed with this energy that needed to be, so that we could be prepared for now. So let's see. Make sure I don't miss anything here. I wrote a couple things here that started coming in. So when my channel, I start writing things down. There's a lot of information coming forth, so I don't like to miss anything. So, like I said, it was a year of completion and of endings, of cycles. You being your own author of your own book, many lessons were taught, and your own free will guided how well you learned and advanced from them. It was a year of shedding of the old skin so that you may make new skin, the year of the phoenix that went up in flames to be reborn once more from its own ashes. Reflect back now on the lessons that were taught. Did you evolve and learn from them? Did you allow for them to heal? Earth is a planet of classes and grade levels. Did you learn those lessons so that you may advance to the next level or grade? Will you stay stagnant in the lessons that were taught, choosing not to accept them, or will you rise up wiser and stronger? Will you allow for them to be repeated this year once more in the year of creation, or will you embrace those lessons, acknowledge them, surrender, allow healing as necessary? Will you shake those phoenix ashes and soar freely through the skies? With every flap and every movement of your wings, a new creation coming forth. So here we are on the first day of the new year in a super golden moon. Why? Because it is the year of the number 11, as I mentioned. If we needed any further proof that this is what this year is, What if every day we awaken and we lived and placed just as much effort as we did for our new year? Envision your life as a book, with many blank pages ready to be filled. Energetically speaking, we are living in an existence where all we need to do is envision our goals to help them come to be, and believing in them. Belief is number one. When we create doubt and fear and not trust, is the walls that we create around ourselves that stop these dreams to come true. For example, take a journal today. Write down 13 wishes, 13 desires, goals for, in a year, there really is 13 months, as I've mentioned before in my other channelings. When you split up the days in the year by 13, you end up with 28 days evenly. So take these 13 goals and what you want to accomplish this year. So each 13 goal is a title of your chapters of your book. And every day, at the end of your day, you reflect back on your day. Today I accomplished to not create or allow stress in my life. I also looked at chapter 4, and I started coming up with ideas and creating what would be my ideal job, where I would be happy. Why is it that we think that we cannot create what we deserve? Because we are constantly here in the mind. We're here in the mind, and we forget that it is within the heart where the infinite source energy is created from. This is where you find it. And it brings me back. I was watching a movie last night with my family, and I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy, and Gandu, such a great example, was talking to the Star-Lord and he told him, "How is it that you think I guide my arrow? I do not guide it with my mind. I guide it with my heart." So I bring you this message today. We bring you this message from the Galactics. Allow for your heart to guide you in everything that you do daily as you awake. Look around you. Look at the beauties, whether it be your children, your spouses, your animals, whether it's your own beautiful soul. Look at them. Look at this energy. And be thankful. Live in love and grace and gratitude. For when you live in these frequencies, you can create. You could become a true creator. Because instead of fear and worry and stress and anxiety that create these walls, you are now living in true creation energy. Within love and grace and neutrality, as we are all one. Awaken daily. Set an intent. Intent is the most important thing, even before creation. For example, my intent today is to make this video so that I could reach many within their hearts. My intent is not to bring forth say money, and possessions, and material items. So before you want to create anything, ask yourself, where is this coming from, this intent? Is this coming from my heart? And if it's not, let's figure out, let's move it around. Let's look at it in a different angle where it can come from the heart, because all the best creations come from our heart, from where our source energy is. Who we truly are, source. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you found these messages inspirational and loving and motivational for the new year, the year of creation. Now go and make your dreams. Don't allow anyone to tell you that they are not obtainable, because they are. Live your life freely. Soar through the skies. Create as you desire. I love you. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. I honor you, I thank you, I love you, and I respect you, as we the Galactics like to say. Have a glorious day and beautiful new year. Go and create. Blessings.